Right, I am back. Sorry, I just needed to check there was no sensitive data or like future cases in my email that I accidentally flashed on the screen, which you probably couldn't read anyway, to be fair. Cool, okay, so actually I'm not going to share the chat, I'll just share with Visual Studio. That's where most of the action will be happening. Cool, so I've got a project here called C# Excel. I'm going to add a reference to that project, which you won't be able to see. You will be able to see most of this stuff that I do though. So I've got to add presentation framework. Presentation core is already there to support the WPF. And I've got to add that project. Okay, so you can see here there's now a reference to C# Excel. So there's a warning on it. Why is there a warning on it? I don't know. And I wonder if I try to start this. Any errors? Yes, I get a build error. All right, so you see here it says, well, you probably don't see here, but it says the project targets .NET 8 Windows. It cannot be referenced to the project that targets a .NET Framework version 4.7.2. So what I'm going to do is just so the way to fix this is by basically changing what this shortcuts project targets. To specify that it should only target Windows. I don't know where the setting for that is. It's somewhere in here though. I might have to just update the file manually. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to say, how can I make my .NET Framework project target Windows only so it can reference a WPF application? And it'll tell me to change the CSproj here, which is, can I go to the CS? How do I go to the CS projects view? I might just have to edit this in Notepad, to be honest, sorry. I was gonna, so F7 is meant to show me the code behind stuff, but it doesn't seem to be working. Also, I could probably just ask Google, might be faster. Target framework. Windows. It doesn't say. So continue. It's not actually answered that. I'll tell you what, I did it on my dynamic case, so I just copy it from there, I think. Let's have a look. Properties, no, open Notepad. Target. Windows. Oh yeah, I have to reference Windows base as well in here, so I'd reference assemblies Windows base. So I'm now targeting Windows base. And system.xaml it says as well. I need to, yeah, I'm not referencing system.xaml. What I might need to do is use a older like project version of WPF. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this project that we added. Add a new project, which is going to be WPF again. And it's going to be WPF class library. And it's going to be called C# and Excel. And it's going to be, oh, I can't actually add one that's old. You can see what trying to make something new in coding is like on a typical day-to-day basis. How can I be like, I only want things that are technically older, right? There we go. Bracketed .NET Framework. I know you can't see this, I'm sorry. WPF app. Okay. So C# and Excel. Cool, and then I'm going to try to add a reference to that project. And it now says it succeeds. Excellent. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this templated stuff here. Don't want it. Cool. Okay, so we have a WPF app that will host our user control. Now, what we're going to do is going to add some packages. So I'm going to do my C# code. Can I zoom in on this? If I can make it like smaller, I guess. Maybe I'll see if you can see that better. Yeah, cool. Okay. My C# code dot Avalon edit. 586 downloads. That's not very many downloads. You know what? I am gonna roll with it. Yep, I'm gonna roll with it. Wait, no, this is quicker.avalon edit. This is not my C# code.avalon edit. My C# code.decompiler. My C# code converter, text extender. I am tempted actually to switch to just WinForms, because at least they're like reliable. Let's do it in WinForms instead. Let's go with option 1 and have a floating form instead of a task pane. Yeah, and I couldn't find this package that it's talking about. Yeah, although I can start installing these other packages, I guess. So Microsoft.codeanalysis.c#. Cool, so install that. A lot of dependencies here. Workspaces. Still already. Right. C#.features. Why is this something? Lots and lots of dependencies. Code analysis. No, it does have that already. Code analysis, why not? No, actually not much. I don't want any testing, sorry. Sorry. Good code quality. I'm not going to install any test packages here. Okay. All right, what we got? It still wants IC# code. IC# code. .avalon edit. IC# code. Avalon edit doesn't exist. I'm not off to a great start here, really. ScintillANet, let's try that. Scintilla.net. 103,000, 1 million. Okay, let's go with this one. So it wants Microsoft.codeanalysis.common, which I've got already. Also reference Microsoft Office interop Excel, of course. Office.interop.excel. So I already have this on my shortcuts one. So I'm just going to add the reference in the same way to this location where it is on my computer. Add reference com Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office. Microsoft Excel. Yeah, Microsoft Excel 16.0 version library. That sounds right. Cool. I'm just going to rebuild that, see if there's any build errors just from installing those. Program does not. Aha, and I should probably upgrade this to 4.8. Which wants me to reopen the project. So I'm going to add a new item here called program. I don't actually want to do this. This should be a WPF class library, but it's an app instead. Program, and then public static void main prime. So we have primes. Yeah, anyway. Okay, it likes that. That makes it go away. Excellent. Cool. Okay. Create a floating wind forms form with Scintilla. Add a wind forms form called codeEditorForm.cs. Code editor form. Now I have a lot of faith in the AI on forms. We'll see if that faith is warranted. C#. What's it called? C# in Excel. Seems we don't have a reference to system.windows.forms. I'm going to add that. Assembly is system.windows.forms. Cool. What else we got? Document. And for color not existing. The type name color could not be found in system.drawing. Okay, I will add system.drawing. I've run into stuff like this before. So this used to be like included by default, but it doesn't get included by default anymore. And what is this document thing? What is an ambiguous reference? Okay, that's fine. Actually, okay, I'm actually going to fix this now. Why is the initialize component not? What do you mean it doesn't exist? Does it want me to add it as a form? Okay, and then let's just try. There's only two options. Let's just try them both. So what we got scintilla.net.document. Didn't like that, so it must be the other one. Microsoft.codeanalysis. Document. Okay, that seems better. Get completions async. Cancellation token. This property is obsolete. Use items list instead. Items list. This list doesn't have length on it. Count. Okay. So we've set up a code editor form. Add it to Roslyn as a metadata reference. Are we doing that already? Oh, it says optional. Okay, optional. Okay, so now we have a reference to Office Interop Excel, apparently. That's how you do that. And this seems quite important. So like I might need this to add other packages in the future. And so I need to remember where this is. Just write to do here because there's a window in this that shows you all the to-dos. Okay, now what are we going to do? So now we're going to add a button to our ribbon, which shows this. Where are we at? That's my ribbon. There it is. Toolbox button. Office ribbon controls button. This button is called button. Code editor. Cool, okay. And then let's just call this code editor. Actually, I'm going to make this a large, but what's the size? I don't need to have an image for it to be. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. And so let's give it a shortcut. I actually don't know what shortcuts I'm currently using. Let's just give it a shortcut on 0 for now. Okay, so if we double click that button code editor, this is going to call FMWC. This is just my method for catching all the errors. It's pretty, well, it's a bit not optimal to be honest, but it's okay. Code. I can't remember what it was going to call this. Code editor, that's right, code editor. Method.code editor. Cool. And then case method.code editor break. I'm just going to go logic code editor manager. I might have to get a lot more sophisticated with my code. If I want this to be successful, but we'll see. I don't like defaults to ribbon. Like, how often are you adding a ribbon compared to a class? Code editor. Static class code editor manager. Code editor manager dot open code editor. And common dot app. And what was I say? Like static void. Open code editor. Application. Cool, okay, and then that is going to have, like, I don't like having private classes within classes, but probably do need it here. Are we Win32 window? Using Excel equals, just interrupted Excel. Open code editor, regular code editor form, static code editor form. Just copy this stuff in. I do want to type focus to the Excel window. And I want to pass through the app as well. It's just an Excel.application app. Excel equals Excel Excel.application. Okay. Cool. So this now knows about the Excel application. We can hopefully do something with that, do stuff with that. Let's give this a go. So run the thing. Cool, so I've just opened Excel, just going to open the thing and hit the button. Let's take its time. Okay, so I've just got an error. I won't show it just because it is an error. It just says an error occurs, language. An error occurred. the language C# is not supported. Oh dear. This is not good. So whatever this scintilla thing is, it looks like where is it right now? Line 67. Add project info. This is not supported. What's happening on line 67? Yeah. Okay, so it's suggesting that I didn't install the packages correctly, which is very possible. It wants Microsoft code analysis .C# .workspaces. That is installed. Make sure these assemblies copy local. Okay. References. Copy local true. True. Anything not copy local is always good. Okay, create the workspace with an MEF host. Replace your current workspace line. Workspace equals new ad hoc. Yeah, with this. Which means it doesn't exist. Microsoft.codelines.C#.workspaces. It's installed. I'm just going to give it the pictures so prove that. Okay, this error, even though this is referenced. What do we have on here? Anything like syllabus or message? Can't have workspaces up there. Okay, I mean, it's telling me I added something I didn't hear, but I'm not going to get upset at it yet. It's doing most of the work here. Just I don't like that. It keeps doing stuff that doesn't exist, though. It's a bit annoying. I mean, I could, I could write in C++. I don't want to. I really don't want to. And the other thing it's suggesting is turning on binding redirects, which means changing something in the project file, which I don't really think will help, but we'll try it. Right, where we are in shortcuts. So I'm gonna, I know you can't see it, but I'm just editing the CS project file. God, son of a auto generated. Generate binding. So basically it has me adding a couple of properties to the CS project. So I've just done that. Good. Cool. That stuff is done. On host. Let's do that. Ah, da, 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 da. Okay. So I'm going to try loading this again. Okay, so I got an error this time on row 38, which says it could not load a file or assembly of Microsoft.codeanalysis.c#.workspaces or one of its dependencies. Row 38 is this one here. So this assembly.load thing is not working. I am just going to look at the settings here. Which one was the error one? C#.workspaces, which is this one. Let me stop this running. Okay, copy local is true. Should be there. It keeps telling me to switch how I load this in every time. C#.syntax extensions. Okay, that fixed it. How did that fix it? What did I do? Okay, let me just screenshot this. I actually have to put less dots. C# dot. Okay. Okay, so before it was dot extensions, and I've swapped it to be syntax. What about C# extensions? That sounds even better. And this one actually does exist. To change the type to this, and it says C# completion service. Is it okay? Yeah, it's inaccessible due to its protection level. Then actually, when I said had to change it to this, I did not actually do this. So to this. Okay. See if there's any other like C# compilation. What does it say? That was completion. C# completion. Maybe I just reference anything from here. Can't access. I can't access anything. Okay. So I think I'll probably reference that one by name. Like I'm not actually trying to use anything from it. I'm just trying to say this is what the assembly is. Cool. Okay, so it's basically saying do this. Base directory is this. Actually, this is nice because if I know what the base directory is, I can just go check it. Okay. Code.load fire assembly, and it's this one. So what I can do is I can put a breakpoint in here. Go again. And then that gives me a base directory. I will now go to. Aha. The DLL is not copied to the base directory. Okay. Nice. Okay, so basically I went to that folder location and there was only the exe of the project in there. And there wasn't anything else. Yeah, which is presumably why. Couldn't find it. And now what does appear to be the case is that there seem to be lots of like higher folders that then have assemblies in them. Okay, it's suggesting I add another property to the CS project. I'm inclined to believe it. However, I think the splitting out of the assembly everywhere isn't really normal. And possibly the fix is to stop it doing that. Oh, I see your message there. What is going on? Experimental system on Saturday. Yes, I will be on experimental system on Saturday. I won't necessarily use it. I probably won't win if I don't use it, but I also probably won't use it. But it's one thing I want to have ready, just in case. Right. Ah, da, 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 da. I think I did update my stuff. The assemblies seem split up over many folders instead of in one folder, as I might expect. Adding the property doesn't seem to fix it. Oh dear. The dealer should appear in bin/debug. There is no bin folder here. There is no bin folder. Yeah, okay, that is weird, right? Meant to have a bin folder. Maybe if I just moved this form over here. Actually, let's do new folder. Code editor. Move this code editor form over. This one. Add reference to system Windows forms. Oh no, it's because I didn't install the booking packages, of course. Microsoft.code analysis. Right, okay, yeah. So we want cteller.net. This one. he made it not deprecated, I guess. I don't know. And we want Microsoft.code analysis, and we just want basically all of them associated with C#. Microsoft.code analysis install. Oh yeah, accept. So that gives me those ones. Let's build. Let's go with these features. C# features. List of packages again. Workspaces. Okay, Microsoft.code analysis.C#. Have we got that? Yes. Have we got .workspaces? Yes. Have we got features? Yes. Have we got C# dot features? Yes. Have we got C# dot workspaces? Yes. Okay. Cool, let's give that a go then. Does this manager class work? This should be green. It's not green. This doesn't even exist. Why have you built? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, right. Rebuild this. There we go. Code editor form using shortcuts dot code editor. Code editor. It should be called namespace shortcuts dot code editor. Okay. What the heck is going on? Namespace shortcuts.code. That does exist, as you can see. Form. Using system Windows and form is clearly used here. I don't like this. This is something that's going very badly wrong. I might restart Visual Studio. Yeah, okay, I'm going to restart Visual Studio. It may be delighted now, but not forever. Okay, let's share this again. Clicking rebuild. Code editor form does not exist. Code editor form. Okay. Right, this is not included in the project, that's why. Include in project. Code editor form. Okay, that now exists. And one fail still. Why did that fail? Yeah, that reference cannot be found. That's because it doesn't exist. Just going to remove that. doesn't exist. It's weird. Oh, none of my references I added have stayed, so I'm going to have to add all of those again. And before I do that, I'm just going to remove this C# reference. So get rid of that. I know you can't see this. Get rid of that. Shortcut CSproj, edit notepad, C# in Excel. Get rid of that project reference. And item. Cool, so I just edited the CSproj file to discard. Cool, so I've correctly removed that reference, excellent. Now I'm going to go and add my Scintilla netlink and all this other stuff. Oh, it says it is installed already. I'm going to uninstall it and reinstall it. Okay, whatever. What the frick is going on? Like, you seeing this? The Scintilla thing is right here. You can see it right there. Okay? And this is not picking up that it exists. Okay, what I'm going to do is close this again. I'm going to delete the Visual Studio cache. So effectively we're loading this from scratch. And then I'm going to hopefully she disappears. Okay. Right. Okay, we're going to just uninstall all of those. Okay, so uninstall Scintilla. I'm just going to uninstall everything. No, we're not. There's too much stuff to uninstall. Okay. Using Microsoft Dot. Okay, Microsoft Code Analysis does not exist, and it clearly should. Maybe I should just make this form file from scratch. Code editor, form 2. That is not a form. Code editor, form 2. Yes. Yes. It's really not going very well. Scintilla. Okay, well, I am giving up on that, and what I'm going to do is going to use git to restore this back to where it started. Because I have not managed to achieve anything so far. Except waste lots of time. Right. Revert everything. Okay, issue log. Okay, reset master to this. Discard all local changes. Breaking nuclear option. Reload. Don't save. Okay, great. Delete. Okay, sorry, licensing. Cool, okay, add a new item, which is going to be, we'll just make it a class, code editor form. Come on, Harry. Okay, we must be able to get there. Okay. Paste all that stupid stuff in. Okay, manage NuGet packages. Install Scintilla. Please work. Please work. Using ScintillNet. Yes. Okay, we're there. We're getting there. Right, Microsoft, what was my Microsoft.code analysis stuff? And all of these, Microsoft.code analysis. Okay, install Microsoft.code analysis. Right. C#. That we're missing. Right, Microsoft.code analysis.features. Okay, install that. Microsoft.code analysis.c#.features. Yes. Microsoft.code analysis.workspaces. C#, that sounds really installed. Okay, excellent. Okay, ad hoc workspace project. C# compilation. Completion service. MEF host services. What's this? System Scintilla. Okay, I think this is going to be a scintillanet.wrap node. Source text. Okay. Style. ScintillaNet.style. ScintillaNet.style. Why are these C++ things? I don't know. It should not be using C++, it should be using C#. So yeah, I'm sorry, the CCP thing, not CCP, the CPP thing stands for C++ in this case, which is a very difficult language to use and not what I want to use. Puppy power. Okay, so I've just run the project, loading Excel. Oh, yeah, I don't actually have a ribbon button for this now. Need to add the ribbon button again. Cool. I'm just gonna see my notices have actually reappeared, which is weird. Cool. Okay. Where are we at? Ribbon. Right, is that because I deleted them and then reset everything? Probably. Control button. Button code editor. Code editor. Bin control size regular. Large. Okay. And actually, I didn't make that button do anything. Right. This is going to call FMWC method code editor. Yes. Method.code editor. Code editor. Okay, logic. Code editor manager. Let's revive this. I don't actually think I have an issue with this. Yep. Cool. Code editor manager dot open code editor. Dot up. Okay, excellent. Cool. Okay, I'm now going to see if I can open a code editor in Excel. So it didn't work. It still tried to load it from the same place, which I was hoping it wouldn't. But that's okay. Let's load it in from bin debug instead. How can I go to bin debug? Shortcuts bin debug. Okay, I actually can see that all of the relevant stuff is in the bin debug folder. And so this means it should work if instead of loading it from this weird assembly place, I load it in from bin debug. Actually, it's suggesting using this. So firstly, it's suggested using syntax extensions here. Actually, it's just using extensions for syntax extensions, which I'm not sure exists. I'm just going to say for the last two, let's explicitly load them in from the bin debug folder. Okay, so load from local. And so I think instead of this, I am just going to literally paste in the assembly, which you should never do. Never ever do, but I'm really fed up now, so let's do it. Cool. Okay. So that's now my base directory. When it looks for these, it should find them because I've checked and they are in there. Aha. Right, because it's a base directory name, I need to end it with a slash. So it was looking in the bin folder, not the bin debug folder. Okay. We have some freaking movement. Let me show you this. We have got a C# editor in Excel. Okay, great. I can't actually run the code or anything. But I type it in. Public void hello. Oh, it's not autocomplete or anything. This is horrible. But it does look easily coloring it incorrectly. Okay, excellent. This is now working. Actually, before I do anything else, let me try one thing. Using Microsoft.office.interop.excel. Range R equals it doesn't seem to be understanding what range is. I'm expecting that to be in a color. Right. Okay, it doesn't actually know what's going on. But the IntelliSense, I can only, so I'm not sure. Microsoft Office Excel interop is working. Okay. Cool, so I need to make pretty substantial changes to this to make it something useful. Like I need to be able to run the code, for example. Ideally, I want to be able to step through the code and see what all the local values are as I go in case something goes wrong. I obviously want it to auto, if it doesn't auto-complete, there's no point because it's just going to be too slow. Hey, at least it works. Static class public static void do thing. Okay, the method name is not actually called in. Make sure Rosalind's features are actually loaded. After you build the host, workspace. Sorry. Workspace equals. Okay, so back to here. Aha, actually, this was there already. I'm just going to close the folder and reopen it. So we hit this, and we can see what the workspace.services.supported languages this is. Workspace services. Supported languages requires all things to run. Okay, okay, C# is supported, so that's good. Set1 verified that C# is loading in. Show completions async. It's suggesting I add this show. I'm pretty sure it's meant to do this already. But it doesn't appear to be doing it. Added a .car, I don't know. .car added. Okay, so there was actually a show completions async in here already. Take out my only one. Instead, paste it over this one. Completion type. Completion trigger. Tap twice from inside the inputs. So that should be there by default then. Okay, so its suggestion on the code completions thing is to give users control space as well. I don't use that, so I don't need it. Use latest instead of preview. Parse options. Language version dot latest. That seems like a good idea. Type of example application or assembly.location is often empty because the PIA is in the GAC, whose code base is a fallback. Type of Excel application. Okay, I actually don't know where this goes. Oh, here it is. Okay, it wants Microsoft.office.core. Microsoft.office.core as well, so I'm just going to see if I can get that. Okay, I don't actually see it. I added like the default Office one. Microsoft.office. It's not in the regular assembly references menu either. Okay, let's try this again. Project is inline C# here. Create from file Excel path. Oh no, so this should be my my bin debug again as well. Let me just check Microsoft Office.interrupt.excel is in there. Shortcuts, bin debug, Microsoft Office. Where are you? No, it isn't. Okay. Office.interrupt.excel. Copy local true. I have to turn this off. So I turn this to true. And I can take that location earlier. Path dot Microsoft Office .excel.pl. Okay. So I mean that not loading incorrectly could have been the issue essentially. So I might have caused myself lots of headaches here potentially by turning off embed in Office interrupt types. But I think it'll be okay. It should be int or string. Yeah, string. Range. String. Worksheet. Range. It needs to be a range as well. Object does not contain definition for this also needs to be a range. God, this is annoying. Okay, I think I got them all though. Cool. Just checking metadata references. There are three metadata references. Project metadata references for review. Okay, system core, MS core lib, and Microsoft Office interrupt excel. Okay. Okay. So I got the IntelliSense working, but it popped up with an error that you can't see. Sorry. Maybe I can show you the error. No, the error form doesn't have its own thing. Ugh. The error basically said control accessed from a thread other than the thread it was created on. So this is like an error with who owns the thread that the UI is on, basically. So it's now giving me a different show completions async method that kind of doesn't have that issue. Instead of like using it directly here, you see it? Yeah. Instead of using editor stuff directly here, it's calling it via this thing called begin invoke. Okay, so I'm going to paste this over show completions async. Action, this is system action, I believe. This needs to say completion to cancellation to. Keep my triggers. Okay. Right, code editor. Okay, I wonder if you can see this. Why Excel is in the way of this? Dot. Okay, you can't see it, but I do have autocomplete here now. Okay, range R. Null. R dot. That. R dot. R dot. What? Parent? Okay, I think what's going on is there's multiple things called range. Try worksheet AWS. Worksheet dot. No, okay. Dot dot is causing a load of completions, but my Excel types are not working. I'm just going to check this reference. It does have shortcuts twice in the path, which doesn't seem right. But you might be right, actually. Right, code editor. Excel path. Microsoft.office.interrupt.excel.dll. Can I just do like type of Excel.application.location. Oh, sorry, .assembly.location. Just do that. This. God, I have a lot of work to do. Right, code editor. Using Microsoft.office.interrupt.excel. Okay, at least recognize that. So range public void heap range r equals dot. Okay, there we go. So we now have Office interrupt loading incorrectly. Great. What the heck is that? I don't know. What? Okay, and the autocomplete is not working on stuff like. Maybe if I go public strings strings dot. That autocomplete is not working. Whatever. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, with some stuff working, I guess. Is that why it wasn't working? Yes. Okay, so it's because I need to add these user references at the top. That's really annoying. Good is good dot view good. Okay. I mean, we're making progress. This is now working. Point where I want to try running some code through it. How can I do this? Respond to the drop-in changes. I mean, it's all well and good like hosting this in Excel, but we need to be able to interact with Excel from it. Also, like, so what's meant to happen is the GUID thing is meant to be in like a green color for being a struct, and the range is meant to be, I think that's also strict actually, but the list is meant to be a different thing, different green for being a list, for example. So that's not working at the moment. Cool, okay, let's make some code changes. So it's hopefully remind me that I passed the app through, but didn't actually store it, so let's store that. I actually want to name that app instead, with underscore app, but this Excel will do. This is not an industry application. It's not even close. Alright, and then editor.key down, one key down, and then run the code. Cool. Do I think I can get this into a usable state by afternoon Saturday? Only if I do this the entire time. There's so much here I'm realizing to do. Right, this frame used. Repaste 2, but without the pluses. Cool, okay, run current code async is here. I'll put it next to the other run thing that we have. Where is it? Show completion, this is what I meant. Cool. That is not actually finished making that code yet. Okay. Result. If.NET Framework, we are in .NET Framework. This using statement. Where's the last reference to P? I guess it must be here. Oh, but the last reference to ASM is here. Last reference to entry is here. Okay. Yeah, this also needs that. Cool. Okay. That's what we got. That's it. I don't know exactly like what's gonna happen when I like write a string? Where's it gonna go? Okay. Okay, so it is basically when I run. Can you even see what's going on? No. Okay, when I run this, I'm gonna get an error that says a using clause must precede. Like they're basically a load of like syntax errors, which kind of makes sense. So if I go public static void main, like you'll probably like this just a bit better. A using clause must precede. Static classes cannot have instance constructors. Okay, so I mean, there's clearly like a lot of syntax stuff going on here. I mean, if I can get it writing out, that is huge though, because like literally what I could do is just create like a giant text file with a huge kind of set of classes that is just, here's the data for level 1, here's the data for level 2, right? Here's a bit that like scans for maps and loads them into memory if you've given things appropriate range names. And once they're loaded, I can just put them into my own class forms, and I can kind of create a library of functions around like just MEWC. Okay, it's going to paste me some. And so it's giving me a different run current code async bit of code that's going to kind of fix this. Apparently it's partially because it is inserting like other bits of code around this, which and when it inserts them, it's going to be in the wrong order. This will look very silly until it works. Well, if it works. If it does work, this is potentially ban-worthy. Hopefully, we'll see. I don't want to speak too soon. Something is definitely not ban-worthy until I do well with it, right? Sorry, I'm just editing the code, but it won't very long. Cool. Okay. It's going to open up code editor. I'm going to paste in this. It's suggested. I'm going to hit F5. Okay, and I get one error, which is top level statements must precede. Sorry, top level statements must precede namespace and type declarations. We're just down to one error, it's not bad. specify. It was the cancellation token param, as it is not the third param. I'll get completion spacing. And then I'll just copy in this bit. Otherwise, we'll good. Okay, so hopefully that means it won't make that same mistake again. We'll see. Cool. Excel is open, FMWC, code editor. Cool, so there's my YouTube. Cool, there we are. So it's defaulted to this, which is good. If I do post.excel. Yeah, I now get the appropriate random number generator. What? The heck is this? Range? Memory wisdom. I think this is defaulting to the wrong type. Worksheet. Maybe not. Maybe it is the right type. I don't know. That is weird. Okay. All right. Excellent. What am I going to do now? I don't know that all of these features are here on Excel. I didn't think it had this sort of stuff. But it does appear to have range. And no, actually, does it appear to work? No, it doesn't work. Okay. So I get an error message that I can't paste anywhere that you won't see it, sorry. Basically, there's a few issues with how the program is specified. This error. Also, let's make the IntelliSense not case sensitive. And let's make Control Shift L, delete a line, and let's, what else do I want to do? Let's make it so the tab level is maintained. We hit return instead of always going back to the ith character, so to the 0th character in the row. Realistically, if I want this ready for Saturday, then by Wednesday, I need to be parsing out MUWC cases. Like, here is the level 1 data, here is the level 2. And then I need to do a ton of cases with it, like explicitly with it, and basically make them incredibly smooth. You only need to write like a couple of lines for them to work. And, during that, solve any pain points around this IntelliSense stuff. And the general quality of life of the editing. Like if I go here and I write 4, yeah, so what Visual Studio does that I'm used to is it basically, if you write 4, you can hit tab and it fills in like a template. I think this is how it goes. Fills in a template like that you can then do stuff in. So post.excel range. Yeah, I need tons of help with stuff on this because it doesn't even tell you what the arguments need to be when you do that. But I think I might be able to do something like that, for example. But I don't know. Well, yeah, obviously I can't run it because of the other errors. But yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. So what we got? We're gonna make some more code changes now. Run current code async. What did I just paste in there? I don't even know. I'm just going to get rid of that. And paste it over and run current code async. Okay. Make IntelliSense case insensitive editor dot. Meant to be up here. Auto C ignore case equals true. Okay, that's nice and easy. Control Shift L deletes the current line. Editor dot key down. Add new bit of code here. A custom code control. And then editor got, okay, so I mean this obviously didn't work. Editor.car added. Okay, I mean that seems to preserve the indents fine. Text dot delete. No, text equals blank. Delete doesn't exist. Reminder, since you prepared a header for IntelliSense, be sure use the shifted offset you already added earlier. What does that mean? I don't know. Const string header equals. So it's suggesting I basically copy over until here from const string header with this. Okay, so it does actually use service here, so I don't actually want to overwrite that. String composite offset. Okay, and then the doc line gets replaced as well. Okay, no, actually it stays the same. And completion list results equals. So this was using a parameter called offset earlier, which is here. Header length plus offset. Okay, I guess this moves the cursor to be after this. If it's hidden, I guess. I don't know. Let's try that. Oh yeah, I didn't fix that thing. Where's my arrow? There it is. Okay. Right, so if I now go to Excel, load my code editor, got some code in here, run this. It doesn't work. So I'm just going to tell it what went wrong and paste all the code in. While that's running, I'll think a little bit about, actually no, because I can try all these other features, can't I? So when I hit enter, it actually still does not insert the tabs. If I do Control-Shift-L, Excel is intercepting that shortcut. Great. I'm actually going to turn that shortcut off. Look. Okay, if I do this now. I might not actually have needed that custom shortcut there. I might have just missed it being overridden before. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to try removing that Control-Shift-L shortcut thing. Because I might not need it. And then I'm going to make these other changes. Const string host source. Okay, so I'm now making it suggested changes in the code editor. String host source from here. Leave stuff as it is. I'm just going to try this very quickly. See if the basic code runs. Sorry, I can't see it. Okay, so my basic code is run. So this was the code editor. This was the code that ran. It's running successfully. Excellent. Control-Shift-L does delete the rows now correctly because I turned off that shortcut, and enter is still not working how it should. Okay, I created a C# user form for interacting with Excel. I would like return is hit. The indent level to stay the same. Which it currently isn't. Or at least the cursor is not going where I expect. Maybe it is inserting them, but just not moving the cursor. What else do I want? Also, not all of the items, e.g. items loaded in from packages, are getting correct coloration. I'm just going to commit this as well because the code is working for the first time in a while. Code running. Also, I should probably just ask it, is there like stuff you would recommend turning on in the Scintilla stuff? Because I bet there is. I bet there's like tons and tons and tons of really useful stuff in here that's just off. By default. I don't know why. I do know why they leave everything off by default. It's because there's a complaint about bloat, but I like most of these features. I want them to helpful. Right. Okay, so it's suggesting I did move to a fresh chat just because I think it was getting a bit stale. So it says replace the N handling, which I guess is this, with this better practice thing, which seems a lot longer, so I don't necessarily believe it's better practice, but okay, so it is actually recommending more stuff for me to switch on, which I like. Use tabs, false. What? Does that mean space doesn't turn into tabs automatically? I don't know. Tab width equals 4. Indentation guidelines, we have that. Backspace and indents. That doesn't exist. Okay. What time now to? 9:46. Make package symbols get the correct color. Okay, so it says Scintilla CPP. Actually, I'll show you what it says. Why not? Okay, it's beautiful. Scintilla CPP lexica is purely lexical. It cannot know that range, application, or whatever a type's namespace is. Color is use Roslyn classification. And to apply it to Scintilla, the clean way is switch to custom styling. Ask Roslyn for classified spans with a whole buffer. Map Roslyn classifications to Scintilla style numbers. Style the... Ugh. Alright. This seems quite complicated, but let's give it a go. I mean, hopefully it does generate all the code, so it can't be that complicated if it works. Yeah, so I'm just going to basically paste this stuff in like a not very best practice way. I'm just literally going to copy it. Copy it straight in. Configure C# right. Actually, do I have this already? I do have this already. So I'm going to copy over the existing stuff. Apply Roslyn classification. Add these fields. So I'll add these fields at the top. These are kind of owned by the editor, so these are editor level things. Wire throttled highlighter inside your constructor. After editor.text change. Editor.text changed. Okay, I really hope there's some sort of like caching going on here, because I really don't want this doing it every time I change anything. Alright, paste this in. By the way, guys, this is not the way to write code. This is out of a desperate times call for desperate measures. I think this feature materially improves my Olives a little bit if I can get it working, which there's no guarantee that I'm going to be working. Text. Cool. When you build composite, you prepend a header to ensure aliases could also consider. Okay, I don't really know what that means. I am only going to ask it to fix that if it comes up. So now running the code. Okay. Oh, we changed the font. The font now. I wonder if the colours are working. The code is at least running. Here's my new code. None of the colours are working. EP3. I mean, it doesn't seem slow to type in, which is good. Voila. I mean, I do actually like this better. It's not going to be readable on stream to anyone. Unless I must do that, I suppose. The IntelliSense is work. I know you can't see it, but I can see like a drop down of all of the stuff. And it is like a case sensitivity thing didn't work, so no, not case sensitive. I'll just say also tabs seem to be 2 spaces when I want 4. Do I want 4? Maybe I do want 2 actually. Yeah, I think I want 2. Continue. Now, I could be writing more code in the meantime here, but the problem is, if I write some code that we then need to make changes to, and I use the robot to do it, the robot won't know about my changes unless I paste it over again and wait for ages. So I'm actually, like, it speeds, with stuff like this where you've got a ridiculous number of things to set and to look up, it saves quite a lot of time, but it does stop me from being more hands-on with the code, which probably would be good if I was more hands-on with the code. I mean, for today, I just 100% want to focus on getting this editor pretty. Let's see what we got actually. So we've got enter. Yeah, we are now correct in tabs. Control Shift L, undo. Cut. That is not good. Paste. So technically white space doesn't matter in C#, so whatever tab rubbish happens, it's not actually that big a deal. So I'm not that worried about spending lots of time fixing that. I guess I could write this code. Right. I can be like host.excel active cell value 2 equals yeah, so I could write like a write answers method, right? So I could go public static void write answers, taking a range R, and what the hell? I don't know what's going on. Control. Is this something that happens if you like hit Control on a command? So I'm hitting Control M, and it's inserting whatever this is. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, right answers, range R, maybe like R. It was taking a list of objects, I guess. There we go. Range R equals R. So range R cell is R.cells 1, 1. And you go for each object answer in answers. R cell dot value 2 is answer, and then R cell equals R cell dot offset 1, 0. And then if we just go right answers, host.excel.active cell, and then list object. 1, 2, 3. Can I run that? Range cannot be found. Okay. Using Microsoft.office.excel.involve.excel. Cannot convert. Row 22. Okay, I do want row numbers here, probably. I guess it might be this one. Okay. So I've now written out um, 1, 2, 3 to this range. So now, if I could actually get rid of this host active cell thing. Sorry, I could, here, range R cell, host.excel.active cell. And now I can just write answers at the list of objects for an IEnumerable of objects. I can do this. And then I can do object. That I think would work. Yeah, okay, so that is writing out 1, 2, 3, so it's cell 1. And you see, I now just need to return an IEnumerable of any type, which could be a list or an array or a dictionary or whatever. We'll write all that stuff out. So I could even go list double D, new list double. Then I could go, you know, 1, 2, 3 here, for example. And don't call this D in doubles. And that would be one example of something I could stick in here that would work as well. Yeah, so that is also working. Okay, so I'm just going to save this because I think this is I mean, there's still a long way to go to parse out the work and everything, but this is slightly better starting point. Yeah, so I'm going to default it to that new text. I'm also going to turn off my heater quickly, sorry. What the heck am I doing? Okay, I'm going to go back to the code editing now. Let me start just by finding that arithmetic thing I was filling in and updating it with my version. So that was here. That's my notepad. Cool, so that's my new default. This is going to get quite long, I think. But yeah, it's going to get quite long, that's fine. I'm just trying to think, like, do I want to split stuff out over multiple files? I think the answer is probably no, because there's not enough time to do all the moving between files, thinking about that. So I think I just want it in one pretty giant file, probably. Right. Right, and now I'm going to paste in this stuff. Configure C# lexing. Right after configure C# lexing editor. This wants to prove styles actually show. So basically it wants me to do this and then run it and see if it's blue or not. And if it's blue, that proves this set styling stuff is working. And so the issue is either there or with Roslyn when it actually does the compiling. So we're just checking this first bit to rule it out, basically. Okay, class does indeed turn blue. If it does turn blue, your Roslyn classification isn't. Okay, so step 0 did turn blue. So that means stick to step 3. Add a guard to see what's happening. Var classified. Yep. So we're basically going here, we're writing to the debug, or basically writing to this output window here if 0 responds. Either rename the document document is script CSX, but your project parse options are regular. So option 1 is to treat as a regular CSX file. So, I mean, I guess this must be a CSX somehow, some way. Keep CSX, but set source code kind.script on the project. Okay, project info dot create. And we're passing in, well, basically it's just saying add in kind, source code kind.script, like that. Let's try that quickly first, see if that just fixes it straight away. That'd be nice. It did not. It is still all black. And actually, we have the debug thing, hopefully. I can't see it. XP, make sure Rosalind. That's right, add a tiny class services workspace. Get language services. This basically. It's inaccessible due to its level. Okay. Up on that. Apply semantic, highlighting async, start string.empty document. So it's saying like this might get overwritten with another document or something. So we'll always do that. Okay. Okay. I'll put a breakpoint in here because I do want to see that if it happens. Actually, let's go to the debug things and put breakpoints in them. No. Okay, fine. I'm starting to get tired. And the code is still, I should probably stop soon. There's my, I think this is my default code now. So yeah, basically the idea is to just update this initial template thing that comes in with some logic that is like, here's the level 1 stuff, here's level 2 stuff, and like each of them is called level 1, level 2, and so on. Oh, maybe like a save and load, or like something that just when the code gets written, maybe we just write the code to like all of the Excel cells as well, so we keep it. And the idea of developing this is just to try lots of cases and see how efficient we can make this while keeping it general. I think we make it pretty efficient. I think we're pretty damn efficient. Possibly not by Saturday. But we give it a go. I do just want these colours to be working like that. This is kind of annoying, but yeah. I also would like being able to step through while debugging. I'd like to be able to see like a locals window of like when the debugging is happening, of what the variables currently are set to. I'd like to be able to basically write a load of functions that take in. You basically get a range, like our own version of a range, and then the range has stuff in it like cycle through columns and like get stuff from the 5th column. And Excel kind of does have that, but not like in an easy way. We can make it a lot easier. Cool. Okay, we can make more code changes. And so I'll show you what it's saying. So ensure the classification. Great. So Rosalim is load from local, this extra one. I am going to check that exists in the debug whatever folder as well. Shortcuts, bin debug. What's it called? codelast.workspaces.desktop. Okay, this DLL does not exist. I'll just check what should exist. So Microsoft.codelast workspaces exists, but .desktop doesn't exist. I'll just check whether it is a assembly package. Microsoft.codeanalysis.workspaces. .desktop. No, there's no package called that. Don't see why I shouldn't have these. This seems like it won't destroy anything. Code. Am I sharing anything? Yes. Okay. Configure C#. Let's see. Okay, style bits appears not to exist. Style bits does not exist. This version. Update your styler. Is this going to make it slower? this I am going to change it, like, because I'm not having any performance issues at the moment. There's nothing called colorize. There is the American spelling though, so it is use the British spelling instead. Add these to your style for switch. Okay, I mean that doesn't seem like it'll actually fix anything, but fine. Right after you fetch classifications. I'll tell you what, I will put a breakpoint where we check the count of classified. Okay, so I've changed all of this, except for the making it not be a script, which I'll try next, if this still doesn't work. Okay, code editor. Yeah, okay, it is looking for workspaces to classify, even though it doesn't exist. So get rid of that I changed earlier. Right, I'm looking. Okay, is the code running? No, because there's one extra close bracket, which I should probably remove, but apart from that, it's running. It's not coloured though. So there's my extra bracket. Polish info. So this regular C# document equals project.add document. Project.add document. This one. CSX. This is still here. Cool, and classified spans. Oh yeah, why did I not hit this earlier? It should be getting hit, surely. Maybe that's the issue. Okay, well, let's try running this code again and see if this gets hit. Okay. $120 millisecond delay. Apply this. looks like I'll be throwing in here. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. So that's throwing because the control is accessed from a thread other than the thread it was created. So we need to use the dispatcher instead. Okay, that explains it. Hopefully we'll have some beautiful colours now. That is a very feasible solution to the current predicament. So I'm letting it write me the dispatcher code so it knows what changed. Doesn't make that issue happen again in the future. Okay, so it's basically suggested we replace this method with something where we're taking like a snapshot, this text snapshot thing here, and then we update the highlighter for the new argument. System action again. Okay. It is okay. It colors in after you hit the first tab key. Okay. Well, I mean that's progress, right? That is progress. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it the current situation. So we are now getting colors only after the first edit. Let's call the coloration when it first loads to some items like those in system.collections.generic. So that would include like AI enumerable, for example, are not being colored in. Also, let's switch to match Visual Studio dark theme with all the colors. And then I'll just paste all of the code in so far. Also, don't use var. The system dot on system dot action is required due to ambiguity. Okay. So I'm going to save where we are, because at least we are getting the colors. I think I'm right in saying this is already more powerful than the Python and Excel thing. Like, okay, you have like pandas and stuff in there, which I didn't add any packages, but I have like the whole C# range interaction stuff, whereas I think the Python doesn't have that. So I might already be more powerful in that kind of quite important direction. Mm-hmm. Right, so it's writing a load of code. Hopefully it'll finish soon. Yeah, still going for now. It has already given me something to paste in for make sure the color happens when it first gets shown. That's good. Code editor form, code editor form, code editor form. Where's the end of the code editor form? Here it is. Paste that there. I would quite like syntax errors to be highlighted. I mean, the coloring kind of does that a bit, right? Because it won't get a good color if it's not a thing. But I think we can do better. Style for. Extend style for. It has clearly got the wrong styles. Okay, I'm going to undo that pasting because something's gone wrong. Style for, where you at? Style for, where you are. This interface, I'll get that. Styles as being accessible. It wasn't inaccessible a moment ago. This is. I'm going to unpaste that stuff. I might just like literally make the changes manually instead. So what we got? We got comment, excluded code, string literal, verbatim string literal. Any others on that line? No. Numeric literal, keyword, stars keyword, operator, operator and punctuation, preprocessor keyword, preprocessor text. Okay. Got namespace name, class name, struct name, interface name, enum name, delegate name. We've got method name, got property name, got field name, event name. Case, default return. Okay, are there any others though? Case classification, type names, dot. Have we got constant name? No. Control keyword. Okay, I don't actually know what these are, unfortunately. so, we've got interface. Have got interface name. Okay, so here's my VS Dark. VS Dark theme pasted in. So hopefully that will make everything look cool in dark mode. Okay, let's give this a go and see what color everything is. And if anything is like black on black, then at least we know about it. Free all of this. So yeah, if I can get this. It's time to break the format wide open. And so I'm really not sure that all of these colors are what I expected, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see. Well, I'm pretty sure namespaces aren't meant to be light blue. Okay, so it's suggesting some changes here. So drop this and call this after configure C# lexing. Okay, I'll do that. Some of this stuff doesn't seem to exist. Auto CF. Auto. Okay, so the autocomplete list stuff that it's giving, which is here down to here, didn't exist. And so that might need more work. And then let's try and configure C# lexing. Stop all color. Stop all color. Oh, hang on, what did it say? Autocomplete of Cortex. Okay, so actually it's qualifying that, so you might not need to do it. So I think that's promising. Those ones to remove. Okay. So this is what we've got. Some things like enumerable T intervals are appearing black text too. Actually, I should tell him that I did in the code. Maybe I should just stick with line mode. Nobody likes light mode. We're up to 10:37. You know what's nice about this is I don't actually have like, okay, like there's a lot going on, but the work at work tomorrow, for example. Work is very intense. And we're really in that rush. But it's going well. It's going well. I wonder if there's any sort of, I am not the main thread issues going on here as well. Okay, it's given me suggestions finally. So expand the styles class. So we got these new ones. It's cool. It kind of makes sense. Color those styles in configure C# vexing. Map the extra classification and style for. Appear to exist. Okay, just got that. What is new? Is keyword new? I guess it is. These ones are new. Okay, fine. Optional brief and white. bar. Okay, well, I won't change that until I see that happening. I don't really know what it means. See if I got it right this time. Whoa. Okay. Hmm. I think this is very, very light grey. It's really hard to tell. I think it's not white. This is much better. But oh, and I guess this is the white line at the bottom. I will change that. Hit a dot. What was it? Back color. That's where we're going. Actually, I don't care about that white line. Let's just move on. Right, so what am I doing? I want to basically screenshot this and say to it, this is much better, but it is hard to tell apart all these white things. Can we align more with Visual Studio? UG, and then I'll give it a picture of Visual Studio as well. Can we align the color here? EG attached, and then I'll paste the code. Okay, so I mean, I've spent lots of time making this pretty, but I think that's okay. I think like we're towards the end of the day anyway. Okay, so it is suggesting some new color mappings, which was what I was hoping for. Numeric literal styles.number. Let's just split this out a little bit. Aha. Oh, right, because I removed the predefined type thing. That killed that, basically. And made it fell into the next one, which was white. And it's suggesting a different VS Dark thing. Okay, I'll try it. C.styles, styles.identifier, full color, and then it's basically suggesting changing this. Identify local name, parameter name, type parameter name, yeah, exactly this. Okay. So if you want properties not to be the same as methods, sounds like I don't want that. Set property name. Where's property name? There. So, to fields, method name method. I mean, that looks like it's already probably not the same. Let's see. Method versus property field. Oh no, they are the same. Okay. So I guess properties are yellow. And then we'll set this to identify FG and this to identify FG. What have we got? Main color could not be found. What do you mean? Something else changed up here. No? Okay. So I guess it was, I don't know how system.drawing disappeared, but I guess it didn't know what to use because it was ambiguous between it and system.windows.media. Cool, okay, I'm going to open that code editor. Okay, I mean, it's better. I mean, this is still not getting colored in properly. Ah, now it's getting colored incorrectly. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to add the what other system class? I've got system.link. Yeah, okay, I do probably want system.link. And what I wanted to solve was it C7 that I'm looking. I can find it as C7. Using system. Using system.link. Cool. So this is not colored, but the other one is. It's weird. Is this code run? Yep, it runs. Did it run? I mean, this method name is not yellow. It's yellow here, but it's not yellow here. Okay, I'm just going to save where we are again. The colors are working slightly better, not perfectly. See better. But for example, the second method has right answers still in white, and the for each there is not getting picked up. Okay, so while it's doing that, I'm just going to try. What am I going to try? Let's see if like if with like one line works, right? So if true that that instead. The colour changes depending on whether we use brackets or not. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm just going to clear this. I know you can't see this, but yeah, that is working. And then if I get rid of this line and this line, is that still working? Yes. Okay. So I mean, they both compile. They just don't get coloured incorrectly. Okay, so one of its suggestions is that, well, I'll show you. So basically that this is a different keyword. Which kind of checks out. Roslyn sometimes returns identifier the method names. If identifier is followed by that, okay, add this block inside style just before you call editor.set styling. I want to inspect the, okay, I don't care about inspecting the editor directory, I just want it to work. Okay, editor.getCar is having an error. Cannot convert from int to car. I think I just need to cast that to be a car. Okay, I think my changes that while okay, this worked great. Now, now, like Visual Studio, when I hit tab twice after writing for if while or switch, I want to, am I really going to use switch? I don't know. I want to auto insert a code snippet. Also, when it is running, let's have some sort of a visual indicator that it is doing so. so it is suggesting some more changes. Man, this would be a freaking nightmare to like look at this stuff. It should be split out so much, and a lot of this stuff needs to be properly commented. Not this, like, this is what I did commenting it, but like actually explaining what's going on. Cool, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this, stick it, place the carry where end disappears. Oh, yeah, that's just explaining what the end does. Fine. Okay, I've got these snippets. It's using new syntax. I just need to make it work on the old syntax. Because paste these new helpers in. And why in my existing editor.keydown. So I guess this is all, yeah, this is all editor.keydown. Okay. Great. And now visual running indicator, add some more fields. Okay. Build the strip in the constructor of controls. Not add editor. Okay. Toggle helper. So we'll switch the running state on and off visually. Wrap your run method. Run current code async. Try. So at the beginning of the run current code task, we'll start it running like that. Message box, stay as is, and then whether we throw an exception or not, we want to set the running state back to false. So here is my C# header. If I write for tab, like that. Okay, it's not perfect. Switch, tab, not perfect. While tab, and if tab, right, if tab. Okay, you have to press tab quickly. Okay, so feedback is yes, please on for each and try. And however, the current snippets have issues. They put the brackets all the way at the beginning instead of matching current indent, and they have these dollar expressions. Sort of want the dollar expressions. Okay, yeah, let's just mention the indent. Let's not worry about the dollar stuff. And then let's get rid of these and try running this and see if the visual indicator works. Look at that. Do you see that? It still says running. The progress bar keeps going. Okay. Progress bar keeps going when the thing runs successfully, also. Okay. So what's this saying? It's going to respect the indents. I hope so. Nice expands here with this. Spinner keeps going. Replace set running with this. That's it. Okay, let's prove that okay. I should stop soon. I think it's going well. Like, I want to be able to debug and step through it. For sure. That's not trivial. But I think in terms of like writing something that will find me the level data and all of that, and that'd be easy. What might be interesting is what's going to be interesting? What might be interesting is just think about like if you do so right, when I create the cell class, right, I'll have a row, column, value, maybe a color as well potentially. On that, I can, for example, stick properties like get neighbors, right, and then the get neighbors can accept maybe some directions or something. And the question is like, how far do I want to go with that? And I'm thinking specifically about stuff like, do I want a version of XLOOKUP, right, for example? Or do I think I need it? Or will I just like for down the grid? And I'll like set up a grid that I can for down first, for example. Like I can manipulate the data in Excel first, and then I can run the code on it, if that makes sense in some cases. Like the sort of things to be good for is like the World of Warcraft one, for example, I think. Well, another thing I need a way to get the data structure into a class in C# like really easily. Which I've not decided how to do that yet. But like I don't want to be being like public class left-handed people equals each left-handed person has a this, 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 and this, and then get range for each row in this range. Create a left-handed person and set all of those properties. I don't want to do it that much. I need to be able to do the ultra quite. X2. Right, what's it? It's doing 4. Okay. If switch for each. Okay, well, this is consistent. And then run. Come on. Oh, right. This also needs to be on. This is one reason to use var lines. If this said var, this would have just worked. Run complete. Okay, I actually don't want the run complete form anymore because all it does is like block the UI from going back to normal. So I've got rid of that. Cool, I'm just going to fix this indenting and then stop for today. And go to bed. Great, except the indenting is happening in the row of the for switch if while etc command try etc command itself. The rest of the indenting is okay. Here is my notice code. I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to fix that. Let's see. Let's just try. We can try the try block yet. Yeah. Catch exception EX. I don't want the dollar around EX. Definitely don't want that. Dollar EX. dollar around EX is kind of not helpful because what you want to do is you want to return like something called EX. Like this is now the exception. Hello, Eric. Yes, that's right. I'm about to go to bed, but I today have. Well, I got the AI robot to create me basically a code editor that I can launch from Excel, and the plan is to basically write a library. And actually, because I have like full control over this code editor, I can hit a button and it takes all the level data and like turns it into like classes here that I can use directly without having to do anything. And write a library of like helper functions for FMWC, which is a bit metagaming what the cases look like, which I don't really like, but I don't want to be, well, I might not even use this on the day, depending on exactly what the case looks like. But I want to at least have Dim a little bit worried. I don't know. If I don't try to pull something out of the hat. So yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, I was just about to finish and go to bed, but I've basically just been adding code editor features in here. Like the one I'm adding at the moment is this. You see the auto insert of the tabbing is kind of offset this correctly. Also, this is like a really weird code editor because there's no like stop or pause or anything like that. There's only run with F5. Actually, let me just change this and show you everything. So D9. Sadly, I can't show my high screen because it's just too big. And if I said D9 equals Eric, and I save that and I run it, well, I'll run it while Excel is open. So here's Excel. Watch D9. Where's D9? Yeah, and I'll run that code. Actually, I inserted a like weird dummy character that happens when you do shortcuts. You can embed the same editor. Yeah, it did suggest that as well, but the JavaScript scared me off. I only have until Saturday. I've only got till Saturday, so I don't want to be mucking around with JavaScript really. But there you go. I run the code and it typed in tells out maps. And then use that in a robot variable.